People have been fascinated by owls for thousands of years. Owls are birds that include over 200 species of mostly lonely and nighttime birds of prey. A large, broad head, binocular vision and feathers adapted for silent flight. Owls are mainly creatures of the night, making them mysterious and even a little bit mystical. Many owls are masters of camouflage, far more often heard than seen. There are many unknown facts about owls that every true owl lover should know. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe and stay tuned till the end of this video. In popular culture, owls are invariably depicted as extremely intelligent, but it's virtually impossible to train an owl, while parrots, hawks and pigeons can be taught to retrieve objects and memorize simple tasks. People think owls are smart for the same reason they think kids who wear glasses are smart. Bigger than usual eyes convey the impression of high intelligence. This doesn't mean owls are especially dumb either. They need lots of brain power to hunt at night. It's very exciting to know about the owl's intake as their meal. Owls swallow their prey, insects, small mammals and reptiles, and other birds as well, whole without biting or chewing. Most of the unfortunate animal is digested, and the parts that can't be broken down, such as bones, fur and feathers, are regurgitated as a hard lump called a pellet a few hours after the owl's meal. Baby owls don't produce pellets since their parents feed them soft, regurgitated food in the nest. Let's start off by talking about the necks of owls having a great range of motion. As the myth goes, owls can turn their heads all the way round. Well, that's not quite true. But as we said earlier in the video, they can rotate their heads 270 degrees, just a quarter turn short of a full rotation. That means an owl can see to its right by turning its head to its left and vice versa. In addition to their head turning ability, owls have several special anatomical characteristics. Humans have two socket pivots connecting their heads and bodies, while owls only have one, so our range of motion is limited. Furthermore, owls have many vertebrae, which allows them to move more freely. In addition, an owl's circulatory system is designed to accommodate this ability. The owls have a network of backup arteries that supply nutrients when blood vessels are clamped by their head turning. This ability to turn their heads so far from side to side is actually a necessity. Owls can't rotate their eyes in their sockets, so they must turn their heads to see anything not directly in front of them. Did you know that owls can't smell? Owls are excellent hunters, but they don't rely on their senses of smell to find unsuspecting prey. They actually don't have a sense of smell at all. Instead, they rely on a keen sense of hearing to find their prey. Since owls lack a sense of smell, they can hunt some species that most animals avoid, including skunks because of their noxious discharge. It's not uncommon for birds of prey to be unable to smell. Hawks and eagles are among those who cannot smell. Among raptors, turkey vultures have an excellent sense of smell that they employ to sniff out carcasses. What about owls are virtually silent in flight? Most birds make noise while flying because of the turbulence in the air created by flapping their wings. As you would expect, bigger birds with bigger wings create more turbulence and therefore more sound. But not owls. They fly almost silently. So how do they do it? It has to do both with their size relative to their wings and their feathers. Owls have large wings relative to their body mass, and that allows them to fly slowly. They're able to glide a lot in flight rather than flap their wings, according to the National Orbodon Society. Their feathers also help them fly without making much sound. The feathers on the leading edge of their wings end in comb-like structures that break up the turbulent air caused by flapping their wings. The turbulence usually creates a swooshing sound we associate with birds in flight, but it's dampened in owls because of these comb-like structures. In addition, owls also have velvety feathers on the trailing edge of their wings that further absorb the sound caused by flight. Owls are a farmer's best friend. They feast on a variety of animals. Some smaller owls mainly eat insects and small mammals, while many larger owls hunt mammals and sometimes reptiles, amphibians and even other birds, including owls. A particular favourite for many owls is rodents, including mice, rats and voles. Because owls prey on rodents, they can make a farmer's life easier by controlling the populations of pests that damage and threaten their crops. Of particular help to farmers are barn owls because of their penchant both for preying on rodents and inhabiting barns. Did you know that owls can be very big or very small? The smallest owl in the world, the elf owl, stands only 5 or 6 inches tall and weighs just 1.5 ounces. That's less than 1/10 of a pound. That's so small! A sack of 9 nickels would weigh the same as an elf owl. Elf owls live mainly in Mexico. The elf owl and even the northern saw-wheat owl are dwarfed in comparison to the great grey owl, which is the tallest owl found in North America. These owls can stand up to 32 inches tall, with a wingspan of up to 5 feet. Although the great horned owl and the snowy owl both weigh more. Great horned owls can weigh up to 5.5 pounds, while snowy owls can tip the scales as much as 6.5 pounds. Sometimes owls will eat other owls. Not only do owls eat surprisingly large prey, some species like the eagle owl can even grab a small deer, but they also eat other species of owl. Great horned owls, for example, will attack the barred owl. The barred owl in turn sometimes eats the western screech owl. In fact, owl-on-owl predation may be a reason why western screech owl numbers have declined. Owls feed the strongest babies first. As harsh as it sounds, the parents always feed the oldest and strongest owlet before its siblings. This means that if food is scarce, the youngest chicks will starve. After an owlet leaves the nest, it often lives nearby in the same tree, and its parents still bring it food. If it can survive the first winter on its own, its chances of survival are good. I'm sure you know, but owls also symbolize death. From ancient times, owls have been linked with death, evil, and superstitions. Many cultures saw owls as a sign of impending death. For example, an owl was said to have predicted the death of Julius Caesar. They've also been associated with witches and other so-called evil beings. While this may sound like Halloween fun, many cultures still have superstitions about owls, and in some places, owls are killed based on these beliefs. Although the creature might not be connected with death, the owl that you're about to meet will shock you with its presence. YouTube user Monty Minty Pie uploaded the video of an owl sniped from an Australian talk show, The Project, and it quickly became popular on Reddit and popped up on blogs like Laughing Squid. It shows an owl in profile with a narrator saying, "Nelly is my favourite, look how calm she is as well." Right on cue, the owl turns to the camera with pupils wide open. Nelly's stare is about 1,000 yards deep. You could fall into those eyes and never see sunlight again. The owl was identified by a YouTube commentator as a brown hawk owl, also known as the brown boobuck. The video was edited down from a longer clip of comedians Bill Hader and Amy Schumer appearing on the show to promote the film Trainwreck. It involved some raunchy jokes and then sudden cut to the short owl video. The same interview posted on a Schumer-focused YouTube channel doesn't contain the owl, leaving us with a bit of a mystery around how it made its appearance. Now, back to the facts. Owls are masters of camouflage. Many owls sleep in broad daylight, but the colours and markings on their feathers let them blend in with their surroundings. Eastern screech owl is one of them. The eastern screech owl is a master of disguise. The owl sometimes seeks out a tree cavity to rest in during the day and positions itself to fill the mouth cavity. Its grey and brown feathers blend in seamlessly with the surrounding tree bark. Even when the owl perches on a branch, it's still difficult to distinguish it from a broken snag. When hidden like this, they're hard even for experienced birders to spot. Most birds only know this owl by its nightly song. Would you be able to spot the eastern screech owl? I know I couldn't. Owls serve as natural pest control for farmers. In early 1982, the Tel Aviv University Zoo in Israel presented ornithologist Yossi Leishman with an unusual gift: 15 barn owls. The zoo had an owl surplus, and Leishman said he could make use of them. He packed the birds into a van and drove them north to a kibbutz in the Hula Valley. There, farms were plagued so badly with voles that in some rears, entire fields would echo with their high-pitched squeaking. Leshem, who was working for the Society for the Protection of Nature in Israel, was worried to control the pests. Farmers were overusing a rodent-killing chemical called sodium fluorouracil, or Compound 1080. It had been banned a decade earlier in the United States because of its toxic effects on grizzly bears, hawks, and eagles. In Israel, it was killing migrating birds and native egrets. Leshem thought that barn owls, which like to prey on rodents in agricultural fields, are comfortable living close to people, might be the solution. They could control the rodents naturally. More than 3 decades and numerous conflicts later, the barn owl approach to controlling rodents has succumbed beyond Leshem's wildest expectations, spreading across much of Israel and into the neighboring Palestinian territories and Jordan. And the work has brought together Arab and Israeli scientists at a time of increasing political tensions. So well done, Leshem. Owls were once a sign of victory in battle. In ancient Greece, the little owl was the companion of Athena, the goddess of wisdom, which is one reason why owls symbolize learning and knowledge. But Athena was also a warrior goddess, and the owl was considered the protector of armies going to war. If Greek soldiers saw an owl fly by during battle, they took it as a sign of coming victory. And finally, owls and humans generally get along. Owls have been popular since ancient times. They show up in Egyptian hieroglyphs and 30,000-year-old cave paintings in France. Falconeers have used owls since the Middle Ages, although not as common as other birds. Today, we still love owls. The smallest owl is the elf owl, which lives in southern western United States and northern Mexico. It will sometimes make its home in the great Segura cactus, nesting in holes made by other animals. But the elf owl isn't picky and will also live in trees or on telephone poles. Though it's illegal to keep them as pets in the United States, they're intelligent and sociable. Most of the time, anyway, owls can also attack humans when feeling threatened though. We'd like to know your thoughts on owls in the comments section. Please share and subscribe to our channel. Press the bell icon to get notified of the next video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.